Welcome back to Punch Drunk Nerd, the podcast where three friends, three amigos, three bambinos come together, talk about nerd shit. This week we are doing the summer movie wager, and this week we have a very special guest, the one, the only, the reigning champion of last year's summer movie wager. It is Benny, the winner, Watts.
Oh, I love that. Come on, only rounds of applause.
Ed really did not want you to come back.
Yeah, fuck you.
Whoa, so harsh. Well, I'll deflect your fuck you with one of these. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, feels so good. Oh.
I have been wanting like an update on that. So you've had it for the last year. It's been sitting where in your house? Like, do you have a spot for it, or is it like in a drawer?
You wore it.
Yeah, no, I kind of wrapped it around, like, you know, the top part of the toilet seat. So it's like the lid. So anytime anyone uses the bathroom, they see it, and then they can admire it, and they just lift the lid and then do their stuff. But yeah, no, it's definitely in a space where people can easily access it.
Wow, look at that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, we should probably get it disinfected, but other than that, good to go for this year.
Good to go.
Yeah, it's also paid off now. So, you know, we're good to go.
It is?
We fully own it. I won't get reached out by the creditors. Guys, this is our summer movie wager episode. We are going to be going over what we think is the number one movie of the summer, according to the box office domestically. We're going to give out our top 10 movies. We're going to start from the bottom. We're going to be here.
Sure.
And here's number one. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with number 10, and we're going to say this movie is going to be number 10 in the summer box office domestically. Does that make sense? Ed, yes.
Are we doing runners-ups first now?
No, Dark Horses are at the end.
At the end, it's like a little. I think so too. It's like a dessert.
Hey, whatever Benny the winner wants, Benny the winner gets. All right.
Fantastic. All right, let's get Luis out of here.
Yeah, we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna all bet. We're gonna guess, and then by the end of the year, we're going to see who the winner is. And la di da di da. I don't know. You just go to our past episodes and you'll know. So what am I going to say? I say we just begin it. Like no precursor. Oh, well, this is what I was going to say before we begin. Is every one of us has won the championship once. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So this is the first year that someone will be a 2-time Punch Drunk Nerd champion. So we'll see who's going to get that.
This is a harder year. This is a much harder year than like last year. My first year playing with you guys.
Based on what?
I feel
just
like
the movies, you mean?
I think just based on the movies. I think this year is a little unpredictable, and I think there's going to be more movies that we haven't heard of that are going to be more competitive that we probably wouldn't have even considered. Yeah. It's just like Weapons of last year.
Right.
Because we had no idea what that movie was going to be.
Right.
And so when it delivered and it was really popular, I think there might be more than one of those this year. But we'll see.
We'll see.
There is a lot of horror wild cards, I feel like, this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You just don't know where they might land. They might do really well. But even comedies, they just you can't put a finger on it. That audience is unpredictable right now. I did a quick scan of the numbers, but this year my focus was it's a vibe. And
love it.
I'm trying not to get lost in the numbers. I went down that rabbit hole the last couple of years, and the last couple of years I've lost terribly. So I'm trying.
Maybe it's a bit of both, you know. You got to do numbers. It's
a little bit of just like know where certain things have landed, and just understand that it's not like that anymore.
That's right.
Like Ed, you know a little bit of something. You were the inaugural summer movie wager champion.
I was.
But also, it's been several years.
That means it's been a long time since you were right.
It has been a long time, and I was just like, man, I'm unstoppable. And then I was immediately the next year by Miguel, who ran on nothing but those vibes. So, I mean, that's the thing. There's no certainty to any of this. That's the fun thing. That's why we do it, right?
Yeah, for the fun. Let's begin. We're going to do number 10 to number 1. We actually haven't discussed order yet. Ben, you are the winner, so you get to decide the order. How about that?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's do Luis first, because fuck that guy. Then we'll do Ed, then we'll do Miguel, and then I get to be the final on each round.
All right.
Final
Love it.
say. Okay, then God will spoken. All right, my number
Love the
10.
power.
My number 10 here is going to be actually it was a little bit higher when I first put it in here, and as time went on, I realized maybe it's not going to do so good. I feel bad putting it at number 10, especially with a director that I love. But I am going to put Disclosure Day at my number 10.
Well, that's not bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I just think that it's going to lean pretty adult, pretty old, and you got to break hundreds of millions. And I don't think he's going to break 150.
Okay.
You know, I think he's probably going to top up. Well, like 120. He's going to probably 90 to 120 is my guess on Disclosure Day.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't
So
hate
number
it.
10.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Who'd you say next?
It's going to be a long ass episode, so I'm just keeping the.
Ed, you're after Louis.
All right.
Yeah.
So this one has no precedent. You know, the last movie that came out was in the 80s. I think there's no way to go on this movie. It's a movie I'm personally excited for, but I just don't know how it's going to land with regular audiences. And that is Masters of the Universe. So I put it safely in the 10 spot. Like, I think if it gets good reviews and good word of mouth, I think it could get anywhere from 150 to 200, or just teeter around that point, kind of like where Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves landed. But then again, I think if the reviews are kind of mild or whatever, it's going to just teeter around that 100 spot. Yeah. But it looks like a lot of fun, and for me personally, I'm hoping it's good and that it does well enough to make its way onto the top 10. So my number 10 is Masters of the Universe.
Well, you know what, Ed? I'm just going to jump right in because we're twinsies. My number 10 is Masters of Universe. For some of the same things that you said, I also think the cast is just not super strong in terms of like recognition. And also it's got Jared Leto as like the main villain, who I think looks really cool. And I like some of the dialogue we got in that last trailer, but I think Jared Leto sours a lot of people.
But you won't even know it's Jared Leto if you didn't know.
Honestly,
But I think the thing is people will go, "Oh, I know Jared Leto's in this movie. I don't want to go see it." You know what I mean? At least based on the internet. And you guys know me. I love to dance with the
Miguel loves the internet.
Yeah. But no, I think Massive Universe 10, I agree with some of the things that Ed said. It's an older IP. It has an opportunity to revitalize itself, but it also, people were already like comparing it to Guardians. And I think that people are just getting kind of tired of that kind of look of a fantasy sci-fi movie. So number 10, Masters.
Oh yeah. All right, winner.
Well, let's be triplets. I also have Masters of the Universe at number 10.
Me and Miguel are gonna win this year.
Look,
We're
yes,
tie.
agreeing with a lot of your points, but I would say I'm not even sure this movie is going to make the 10. When coming up the list, these are, most of the movies on my list feel like they are more known quantities because everything else just feels like a mystery. And I really do want this movie to do well. I remember playing with the toys, that late 80s, 90s when everyone seemed to have them because they blew up in the 80s. And I definitely have a fond spot for it. I think a lot of the sentiment towards the movie is pretty unfavorable from the trailers for a general audience.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the people who know it, great. But for those that don't, they're like, okay, this looks very generic. I really like the director. I love Travis Knight. I love Kubo, if you remember that stop motion film he did. And I think he's got a great kind of sentiment for blockbusters. But without a bunch of good reviews, this movie could be one of the biggest bombs. I'm so fascinated. I'm fascinated it got greenlit. Like a Masters of the Universe film in 2026 with an unknown cast and Jared Leto, as you said. Like, this movie is is not right now poised for success, but the end result could
be
give it a boost.
interesting. And like I said, there's that Dungeons and Dragons aspect to it, where if it's fun enough, it could like build up that reputation and just have some legs to it, even if it doesn't like blow the box office wide open. I think maybe if it's good enough, it could be fun. And like you said, there's not a whole lot of nostalgia there. There's not a big cast there, but you know, there might like I showed the trailer to my daughter. She's interested in seeing it. I don't know. It could just be one of those movies that it's just like a glitch in the Matrix. It could just work. You know.
Yeah,
I hope it does. It looks fun.
As long as it works just enough to land at number 10, right?
Just
we don't need to hype it up too much, Ed. We don't need to have that much.
It's not going to make a. It's not going to make a billion.
We still have 9 more movies you got to hype up.
Yes,
you know what I mean? This is the bottom of the barrel.
But let me break it down for you.
Before we move on to number 9, I just want to remind you guys, if you want to keep up with kind of like the horse race that's going to be happening all summer, if you go to our bio, the link in the bio in our Instagram profile, click that baby, and then you can actually get in real time our details, Summer Movie Wager. And to be honest, I only had this idea because of another podcast that Ben and I really love, the Slash Filmcast. They do it, and I said, we want to do it, and they have a whole system, so I'm just piggybacking off of them.
Thanks,
wow,
guys.
you thief. And it's also called the Filmcast now, so fake fan.
Oh, yeah, they changed, didn't they? I used to listen to it when it was called the Slash Filmcast.
I know. You're very cool. What's your number 9?
My number 9 is a movie that was a surprise to me to today. It wasn't originally on my list, but it's now on my list, and I think it could be a sneaky win, the same way that Final Destination Bloodlines was a sneaky win into the top 10. This movie is also a comedy, and this movie is also scary, and it's also a movie. It's a scary movie that I'm putting at number 9. I think it's getting some buzz, a few places, and I just think that meme internet culture and what we saw with Final Destination, it just seems like people are maybe a little bit thirstier than we might expect. It's a comedy, and it's coming out on my birthday. So,
now
birthday
we know.
Bias, yeah.
It comes out June 5th. So, it has the long legs. Maybe? Question mark? Scary movie, my number 9. Okay.
I'm sure it'll make fun of long legs at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Hey. All right.
Nice.
My one is actually kicking off the summer. It's The Devil Wears Prada 2. I don't think this movie is gonna. I think this, by just some of the early reactions I've been seeing, I think it basically sums up what I would have felt about this movie, is that it's a sequel, that is glam happy, but just not necessary, and just is a excuse to bring these big megastars back together and just watch them idly walk across the screen looking really good. I don't think it's gonna really resonate for a long period of time. I don't think this is like an instant classic. This is just another part of a cynical chain of unnecessary sequels that happen 10, 15 years after the original. I think it will make money, absolutely, but I don't think it's going to make that much more money than maybe some of the other movies on this list. So The Devil Wears Prada 2, I'm going to put comfortably at number 9. And I'm happy with that.
I love it. Sorry,
I keep twisting the knife on someone over here.
I just had this idea of like, what if I just copy Ed's list word for word this entire night?
Okay. Is that your next one?
What if I did that? No. No, I'm not going to talk about it. So my number 9, I think, is Dancing with Luis's number 10. Because it's the same thing. Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day. I agree with some of the things Luis was saying. I just think it's like, I don't think Spielberg's going to burst back on the scene with an instant hit. He's an amazing director. He's got great films under his belt. We're not going to sit here and trash talk his name. I just don't know if that's where we are in the big 2-6, as the kids say, But I do think he will make top 10. I am looking forward to this movie. I'm sure it's much higher on someone else's list, Ed. So we'll see how it goes.
This guy?
But you guys know me, like I love an alien film. So I'm going to be kind of all over it. But as far as general audiences, I mean, we'll wait and see. Disclosure Day, number 9.
All right.
Which just leaves you, Benny.
Yep. All right. Well, my number 9 is also a movie that is also scary, and it's also the longest road to telling you what the title is. Scary movie.
Yes.
Nice.
I just think there are a lot of people who are really excited for this film. I think it's been a long enough time that a lot of the teenagers that it's going to appeal to don't know the history of the bad ones. And then it will also grab enough of the nostalgia of the people who are pretty depressed in the era we're living through that they just kind of want to remember.
Need a scary movie.
Yeah. They want that kind of callback to a more juvenile time. And I think from everything I've seen, the first trailer I wasn't too impressed with. But the second one I thought was actually really funny that I saw. So I think number 9 is a good spot for it. I think it's as the odds would have it, scary movie at number 9 feels like a good choice.
Yeah,
Totally.
It's worth pointing out that this is the first scary movie since the third one, I think, or maybe even the second one that's R-rated, which might garner more of appeal for that kind of genre, especially because it felt like it definitely went, I don't want to say cartoonish because that's almost like the vibe of the franchise itself, but like R ratings sometimes really boost that a certain genre. Like comic book movies, people kind of go nuts for an R-rated comic book movie. Same again with a good old-fashioned R-rated comedy like we haven't had since the mid-noughts. So I mean, personally I'm excited to get back into that, so hopefully it lives up to that. But I think you're right, Benny, it's just a mixture of those two
and they have the original cast back. Obviously I think Damon Wayans is directing it as well. Like it's got a lot of, I believe, I speak, out of my rectum sometimes, but yes, I believe
directed
he
by
is
Michael
doing.
Titz. So.
Oh, that's his alias.
I can see it.
Never mind. From such classics as Sextuplets and all right. Actually, I take it all back. This movie's going to bomb. Never mind. My number 9 is going to be
Too late.
Scary movie number 9.
Too late. I've said it. It's locked in.
All right. My number 8 is a movie actually we've already talked about, one that Ed already talked about. I think I'm putting my Devil Wears Prada 2 right here, kind of for all the reasons that he said. I think people, that's it.
That's it.
I don't know. I think people I think initially when it came out, everyone was like, oh, Devil Wears Prada 2, yeah. But then it's like, I don't know if it's as hot as people think it is.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong.
That
and
first
we'll find
movie
out.
didn't really make that much money. It just kind of lasted as a cult favorite. You know what I mean? Maybe not cult, but this is like a mainstream fucking movie. That's it. It doesn't really hold any real.
I mean, it's a hard place to hold up into the summer when it's it feels like it has a very specific audience.
That's true.
But it's not broad. So it's really strong amongst its audience.
Yeah. It's going to split the audience. Like, people being nostalgic and or wanting to show their daughters for the first time. The Devil Wears Prada, and don't get me wrong, I love The Devil Wears Prada. But like that's you're not going to take your kids to see this movie. It's very adult themed, and it's just for the glam.
I can't wait to find out where Miguel put Devil Wears Prada 2.
Number 1, this movie's making a billion.
Let's do let's do a side bet real quick on guessing where Miguel's going to put it on his list.
Nah, we don't need to do that.
I bet number 4. Number 4.
I'm just surprised at. I guess I'm not, because I guess I remember we talked about it previously, and we don't need to overtalk it right now. But I just yeah, you guys seem like dead set on being like, this movie will fucking suck.
Well, can I just say also?
No.
Let's get ahead of this. No. Let's get ahead of this real quick.
You said what you said.
We should all know by now, but there are no wrong answers for the summer movie wager.
That's
we
right.
we could come into this fucking
Getting it dead
confident
on.
as hell.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, the whole numbers thing has not been working for me. I don't know shit, clearly. So, like, by the end of this, we could all be wrong. This could be the highest grossing fucking film.
It won't be.
It won't be, but it could do a lot better than we're saying.
I think so. I think I think it's fine if it ends up in number 8 or number 9, wherever you guys said. It's just like you guys are so dead set on it being this is not gonna work. I'm like, well, it's in your top 10.
We're trying to convince ourselves.
Give it a little bit of love.
Yeah, that's true.
The internet went crazy.
We've spent days just talking ourselves into these positions.
Yes.
I did all of this 30 minutes ago, so
I had to redo it. Like I hope when I go back to my desk tomorrow that my list lines up with what I initially thought I was going to do.
So, Luis, that was your number 8?
That was my number 8, yeah.
Okay, Ed, take it away.
Did I? Oh, okay.
Ed, you're writing all these down, right?
Yes.
I'm writing them down, too.
More importantly, I'm writing them down.
I got to submit it, okay? I have to make the form.
I get to text you the screenshot later, all right?
We can talk specifics.
Yeah, you better log it in quick. It ends at midnight.
It does.
Oh, shit, we better hurry up. All right. We already mentioned it a little bit on all points that I agree with. I just think and hope that it's going to do a little bit better. It's Disclosure Day. I think there is kind of a buzz about this film. It's the Steven Spielberg of it. The
Josh O'Connor of it.
He's so hot right now.
God, I'm just trying to keep my boner down. But there is that kind of topical subject of just extraterrestrial life existing in this world today, and just how that might lead into this. There's talk about this being kind of like a sequel to Close Encounters. There's also a lot of talk about the third act that has been they've forbidden it to show in any of the marketing. There's a lot of build up to this that I think they appreciate audiences today. Yes, it's a Steven Spielberg movie, and he hasn't really had a mega hit in quite some time. So I think, but this is also the guy who has made so many iconic science fiction films. So I'd like to think that maybe this is a return to that form. Does it look like basically all of his movies of the last 25 years? Yes. But that's just kind of that old director vibe, isn't it? They just choose a look of their film, and it just carries over. But I think there's a little bit of intrigue going on, but I just hope that it's good enough, and then the word of mouth and what have you will push it over the finish line.
Yeah.
And that's why I put it comfortably at number 8.
I hear the reason why they're not showing the third act in any of the marketing is because the third act is just The Devil Wears Prada 2 in its entirety.
Josh O'Connor walking around in a Prada dress. And
Anne Hathaway shows up with Meryl Streep.
Oh.
My number 8, Eddie, you done?
Yep. Sorry.
Okay. My number 8 and number 7, I might feel later I wish I would have switched these, but they're written down. I'm going to stick with it. My number 8 is DC's Supergirl. Okay. I think, yes, it's a superhero movie. Superhero movies do well in the summer. There is a little bit of online discourse. It's very fucking incel-y that it's people really get up in arms.
Just inherently sexist.
Yeah,
they get superhero movies.
Well, and what's crazy is Millie Alcock is very pretty, and they're capturing this one shot of her, and they're like, feminism, look how ugly she is, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I can't stand that kind of discourse, but the internet is gross. But
they're really everyone was falling in love with her when she came out stumbling in Superman. Remember?
No, and immediately, she gets her own movie, and then but
now, wait a second.
I know. I wasn't a super big fan of Superman.
What?
I guess I want the DC to work. But for me, it's going to be the number 8, and I might actually kick myself for not putting it in number 7. I think you guys are going to laugh when I tell you my number 7.
As if a Devil Wears Prada too.
Just wait and see. Supergirl, number 8.
All right. Well, piggybacking off that, I also have Supergirl at number 8.
Yeah,
I think you're very right with all your assessments. I think, yes, I think broad audiences are inherently sexist. I also think this movie hasn't done very well at positioning itself in a very exciting place. We had the Superman that came out. That was divisive when it came out. I think that division will also play into the performance of this film.
Yep.
I don't think Millie has done herself any favors. I sometimes get the advantage. I go to CinemaCon and I get to see a lot of the talent talking and additional stuff and everything like that. And what they showed at CinemaCon wasn't particularly impressive. Millie did not do a good job of kind of hyping up her own film. She seemed kind of disinterested. They asked her like one of her favorite things. She's like, I don't have anything in mind. I was like, jeepers. She was like, the dog's not real, right? Like all the things you just shut down enthusiasm of this film. I was just like, I don't know
James got
what
on stage
doing.
when she said that?
Nope, because he's not directing it, obviously. Yeah. So it's just like he didn't make an appearance, and it felt lacking. Like I think this new DCU in its form the excitement is off the back of James Gunn and kind of what his vision for it is. This does feel very Guardians. It does feel like you're playing off the scene they showed. I was pretty unimpressed. I thought Millie was fine. I thought the other actress felt like a young actress. I wasn't contextually, I wasn't very connected to it, and it felt just okay. So I'm afraid if that's the thing that they're showing off to get people excited, that's a worry. So based on those factors alone, it just felt 8 is where it's just like maybe it's an 8, but I could see this potentially just fading into oblivion. So I'm hoping they have a plan. When does it come out? June 26th. I'm hoping by then they've figured out, because I think it's in a really competitive time frame as well. It's going to be difficult.
It's one of 2 superhero movies this summer.
Yeah, I think the weekend before, or very nearby, it's like you have Toy Story 5, and so it's like his audience is going to want to see Supergirl, or are they going to want to just
keep going?
Yeah, like if they missed it, they're like, oh, what should we watch this week? Well, Toy Story 5 just came out a couple weeks ago. Do you want to go see that? And then that might take it over. The reason I'm saying that is because Supergirl is my number 7. So swiftly behind y'all. I think it's my number 7 because I just think I agree with you how it could be low, but I just think it's going to do better than the 3 movies I listed earlier. So the superhero factor, but yeah, you're right. Like I don't see a lot of attention for Supergirl.
Mine's also Supergirl. I might as well just throw that in there for all the aforementioned reasons.
Okay, all right. Then I don't feel so bad. Then it feels like we all kind of
super.
I think if there's one criticism I would have about Superman is that it just felt like another superhero movie. It didn't feel particularly like the event that maybe Superman or a superhero movie should have had. It just felt like a continuation of, and I think coming right off of that, Supergirl feels very much the same. I mean, you guys keep mentioning the whole Guardians thing, and that wasn't like the first thing I thought of, but like I do see that, and I think that there's just so little buzz surrounding it, as it is, and I just think like maybe after that first weekend, it'll be very telling of how this
how it's going to go.
How this the whole new wave is going to go. That a lot will be hanging on Man of Tomorrow after Supergirl. And whether this continues or not.
I mean, I think the problem with it is like the way it's served. Like, it just looks like it's like the standard. It doesn't help that it has that standard superhero VFX wash on it that you see in every single movie, and not just that, but other action movies. That it's just like, I've seen this before, and the food might be good, but the way you present it initially, I have a Pavlovian reaction to it now, where I'm like, ugh, I can already feel like it's not going to be good because you've eaten that platter before and it looked like that. And it's like, how can you make me want to eat it?
Right.
And it looks like that.
I'll go see it because I'm hungry. But
you might be surprised. You might be like, oh shit, this is pretty good.
It was pretty good. Or just like,
All right, Supergirl. Miguel, what is your number 7?
Well, my number 7, in surprisingly, talking about all this food a second ago and how it's prepared, I did ask Ed a couple days ago, if you had to cook Baby Yoda, how would you do it? And he came back pretty quick and said, I would treat it like alligator, and you would do like alligator nuggets and deep fry it.
Yeah, fried nuggets. And
it kind of sold me, and I was kind of hungry. And anyway, my number 7 is The Mandalorian and Grogu. You guys know me, not a big Star Wars fan. This trailer, I think it looks fun, but I did understand that this was like a season of television that they merged into a movie, or at least that's my understanding of it. And it does kind of feel like that story, like beat wise from the trailer. But I'm just a sucker for like a dad and kid storyline, and it looks fun. Couple of quick adventures and you're in and out. I asked my son, I can't remember what we saw recently, but it played beforehand, and I said, hey, do you want to see that? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So it looks fun.
Has he watched any Star Wars? Just out of curiosity.
Very few, like maybe 1 or 2 of them. I tried, I think, a little too early, and he was just like a little bored. But he's kind of in the prime spot now. But anyway, yeah, I think this is going to be, I think it's a fandom issue. I think it's a kind of over exhaustion of Star Wars properties. Pedro Pascal is everywhere. I think this is a nice 7 spot for me. If at all, I don't think it's going to go much higher than that. So boom, number 7, Mando, Grogu, alligator nuggets.
All right, Ben.
All right. You guys, I'm fascinated to see what you guys think of my number 7 pick. At number 7, I've put The Odyssey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
So you hate us and you don't ever want to come back. Okay, got it.
But also, fuck.
I think it's a fair reality to be able to put it in this place.
I think it's a period film. I think a lot of those, for a broad audience, they suck in a mature audience who are very familiar with the tale and everything like that. I don't think it plays broadly. I think overall, Christopher Nolan does the spectacle, but he is very much an auteur. And I think because of that, unless he's dealing with big IP, I think his box office is generally limited. I think Dunkirk did fine, but generally wasn't particularly competitive in like for a competition like this. So I think it's going to be successful. I just don't think The Odyssey is going to be as banger of a hit this summer, especially since it's coming out, middle of July, and that has to contend with, other films that are way more family friendly. And I, from my previous year, I lean into the family-ness of it all. I think the summer is for the kids, and those movies, when they're given a spot, which is exactly why Supergirl does not place higher, because it doesn't really feel from all the promotions that it's like good to go for kids.
Yeah,
it's just like, what is this, hard take on this character? But from everything I've seen from The Odyssey, I'm trying to think of it through a younger person's brain. I'm like, that just looks like a slog. It doesn't look exciting. It looks like, oof, okay, all right, there's a battle. I don't know what else it's offering at this stage from what they've seen. So that's why at number 7, I have The Odyssey.
I won't argue much of your points. I think it's a fair assessment. I do think it's going to get a bunch of repeat viewings because Nolan fans they want to go see it and they want to see it on the best screen possible. So it's going to get a lot of premium ticket sales as best as it can. I don't know
Especially
what its
up front.
IMAX run is. Yeah. So I think I agree. It's not as like family friendly, take your kids to see it. I do think like the Nolan heads are going to go bring this movie up. Do I think it's going to be the number one movie of the summer? No. But I think I think you break it down fairly. So, I mean, hey, you won last year. Let's see what happens again. So.
Yeah, this year I just went, I'm going to throw shit at you guys and see what happens.
You opened my eyes to the whole family angle last year. So I kind of changed my vibe this year. So, hey, we'll see.
All right. We got The Odyssey at number 7. My number 6 is they used to be very successful doing these movies that maybe we don't like, but they made a lot of money.
Wow.
But as of late, they really haven't been making that much money, and it just keeps getting bad press after bad press, and it's just getting worse. They didn't like his hair, and people may not show up for Moana, the remake. I have it in my number 6. It would be higher typically in a standard kind of Disney place, but I think with all like the hate that's kind of billowing up, or like the lack of millions that these movies are getting, on top of people already having Moana in their mind, on top of kind of how bad it looks, I don't know if it's gonna soar very high, even though it is a Disney movie. So
that's
my
fair.
number 6, Moana.
My 6 is also Moana. Similar feelings. It's a mix. I think like the exceptions of movies like Snow White that just had so much bad press leading up to its release, whereas like obviously Lilo and Stitch did very well last year. Though this is not that same thing. We just had Moana 2 come out 2 years ago, and the first Moana came out 10 years ago. So there is like a little bit of a mix-up as far as just like this is actually a really recent remake in the grand scheme of things. So it's hard to say how the audience, but I think overall Moana is still a very popular.
It's a name,
favorite name, and so I think for that reason it will still be a solid opening, as much as it probably doesn't deserve it. Little Mermaid, same. I thought that movie was not good, but it still made decent money and it beat a lot of other titles. So it's unfortunately it's just like it's that family matters attitude. Is like people recognize Moana, they will go see Moana even if it's the exact same fucking movie that you can go watch on Disney Plus. But it's probably even better on Disney Plus. But it's going to be rough. I'm not looking forward to it coming out at all. I wish it didn't exist, but here we are. And it's my number 6.
Fair enough. My number 6, you guys, here it is. This is how high I think this movie's going to go. I did not think it was going to be the number 1 movie of the summer, but God damn it, The Devil Wears Prada 2 is going to put butts in seats.
That's not bad. That's
all
not
right.
Bad.
It globally it'll make $1 billion, but domestically less.
that worldwide is going to do some heavy lifting.
Oh my god! In Milan, get out of here. No, I'm looking forward to it. I had fun with the first one. I asked Kristen tonight. I was like, "Do you want to see that movie?" She was like, "Yeah, that's fine."
It's exactly that attitude.
It's number 6. It's number 6. Okay, you guys, not number 5, not top 5 at all. All right. I think it's going to sell. I think the nostalgia, I think the millennials are going to flock to it. I think Ed, you said earlier, like taking your daughters to see it. And I think it's just going to be like a fun, like, popcorn rom-com, if you will. I don't know about the rom-com of it all, but
nobody liked the romance story of the first one. So I'm skipping that.
But that's the vibe that I'm talking about, though, where it's like, okay, this isn't an action movie. It's not a drama. It's not a big spectacle. It's going to be like
celebrities dressing up nice,
fun and easy, and hot people.
It's the Met Gala on film. Yeah.
When they were filming on the streets of New York, like it drew a huge crowd because people were so excited to see it. So I think there is buzz about it. and I think it'll do moderately well. Devil Wears Prada 2 in my number 6 spot.
Great.
Thanks.
I love it. You made it seem like it was going to be.
No, it's more so.
I think
More
that's
so, you guys were
reasonable.
just like the Devil Wears. All right, what? Yeah, I was just like, I don't know why we're being so mean to it. I think it's going to do okay. It's like a large popcorn and a large soda.
It's the bigger picture,
People are gonna-
Miguel. The bigger picture.
people are
going
gonna
to
be there.
Movie wager.
I
Yeah,
don't know,
Ben.
I'm feeling good about my list.
good.
Ben, what do you got?
At number 6, I have Disclosure Day. So based on basically the last time Steven Spielberg did anything with aliens, it was War of the Worlds, and it was a massive summer
That's
hit.
true. Yeah.
And I think the way Spielberg talks about it, Spielberg obviously, just like Nolan, he brings in the big film fans. But the fact that he is like adamant on keeping that like third act, which I think, get to see like 2 seconds of at CinemaCon, like the smallest frame. I was just like, okay, he's definitely all in on aliens. So I think on that basis alone, I think as a culture and just in general, the fact that Spielberg is talking, there is way more fact in this than people will realize and will be shocked by. That he's kind of touting this as like really the truth of aliens, which is a bold claim for such a prestigious film.
I tell you what, if Steven Spielberg falls out of a window to his death before this movie comes out, then yeah, people would be like, oh fuck. He's like, actually, Disclosure Day is just like all of the Epstein files for 3 hours. It's like unredacted.
I mean, that is going to put butts on seats. Families are going to go.
Yeah.
The Epstein files popcorn bucket. It's all in there.
Just the island.
Yeah. So Disclosure Day, I think it's got a lot of that War of the Worlds potential. Once they start ramping up, I think people are going to be just fascinated. They like have to see what this movie is about. Number 6.
I like it.
All right, number 6, Disclosure Day. We're going to our top 5 now. This top 5 movie for me is an opportunity for a dad to bring their child into an experience that they haven't experienced before, because it's been years since this type of movie came out, and maybe they want to give that to their child to have it for the first time. It's The Mandalorian and Grogu. Star Wars is back. It's been 7 years since the last movie. Does a father want to bring their son to have them walk through the same path that they did? Maybe. Yeah. And so, I don't know. I think it's just going to be like all of this is like, I just think it's going to be better than the ones I said previously. So, Mandalorian and Grogu.
I mean,
coming out
for Rise of
5/22.
Skywalker, it's no fucking bar to have to overcome, frankly. All right, well, my number 5, I think like my first 6 movies, I just don't have a lot of confidence in a lot of them, or I just don't want them to exist. And this one is another one that I don't want to exist, but I know it's going to make money, and because they consistently do. And it is the Minions and Monsters. I just they're never like surprising enough to where they're gonna like blow the box office wide open. They're just gonna be like, oh, there's a Minions movie out. Thank God, we can take our kids to go see it. I can tune out. I can take an edible beforehand or something. I can get drunk before, during, or after, and just there's another
have a great time.
Yeah. Banana. That's all I got to say.
I think that's totally fair. My number 5, I'm a little behind you guys on this, but it is Moana. I do think the name, she was a very popular Disney princess, like right out of the gate. I think regardless of how we see the production value of it, families are going to go see it. Kids are going to want to go see it. I think older siblings who saw the cartoon movie are going to want to bring their younger siblings who might not have seen Moana yet. I don't know. I feel a vibe. I think it is going to be top 5. I don't think it's going to be the greatest movie of the summer. Whereas like last year, Lilo and Stitch did so well this is not Lilo and Stitch. And I think also because we have just had Moana 2 a couple of years ago. But number 5, Moana.
Make way.
Right. Make way for my number 5, which is Minions and Monsters.
Oh, there we go. Minions and Monsters.
I also very much dislike all of the Minions films. I think some of the stories in the Despicable Me films is fine and sweet enough. But overall, I think all those movies are bad.
Yeah.
Like there's just then every time I watch it, it feels like just like so by the numbers, and I'm not a fan of Steve Carell's accent as Gru. Not that plays into this movie. I'm just venting on the Despicable Me franchise, but yep,
They're
it
one
only
step
gets
away
there.
from the dinosaur sequel. You know what I mean? As like, where's the Minions and dinosaurs?
It's just like these films always perform because it's such an easy day out for the kids. That is it. But like this is the example of why I always lean what is going to be the family's friend, because even a bad movie like the Minions movies do great in the summer because the kids need to be dumped somewhere. So yeah, just have them go watch the Minions movie. That's totally fine. So Minions unfavorably at number 5 for me.
Love it.
Well, you know, unlike y'all, but similarly to y'all, I've chosen Minions and Monsters as my number 4. But unlike y'all, I think I like the Minions maybe a little bit more than y'all. I can put it on comfortably as I clean. I'm like, and then keep like, I get a little chuckle and then keep vacuuming, you know? I don't mind a Minion or two. Minions and Monsters coming out number 4. Yeah, I think, you know, it's going to be a hoot. And they make a shit ton of money. I don't think they're going to go back to the point where they had the Gentle Minions. That was a moment in time. But they've always made, like, Minions Rise was $370 million. Despicable Me 4, which came around pretty recently, was $360 million. So it's going to be high. And I'm comfortably placed it here at my number 4. Ed.
Well, oops. Oh, sorry. My bad. I forgot Ed was next. Ed, go ahead.
It's your number 4 too, Miguel?
I'll tell you when it gets there.
Okay. All right. We're slowly
really going to ruin the momentum now. Okay, go ahead, Ed.
Sorry. We're slowly like aligning, I guess. But yeah, I think it has been some years since we've had one, but also the fan base is scarred from being betrayed so often. The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh, Ed, you and me are dancing, bro. You and me are dancing.
I could give a fuck about Mandalorian and Grogu. I hate the shows.
How would you cook Mandalorian? Go.
Pedro Pascal, do something with Pedro, but not cook. But we.
Betty doesn't know you like that, Ed. All right.
Sorry, Betty. We have a good time. But yeah, I just I genuinely think audiences are still scarred from the Rise of Skywalker, but there is such enough commercialisms surrounding Mandalorian and Grogu. It's been obviously the most successful show or whatever to date. You know, even though like interest has kind of wavered somewhat, it's like still that you know, son and father, mother, daughter, like this is a good family film, regardless of, you know, quality or not. Honestly, people will go and see this, I think. I don't think it's that far out there. It's not dark or, daring like maybe Rogue One was when that came out, or The Last Jedi. I think it's going to be a relatively safe Star Wars film that, you know, with any luck is fucking just like entertaining. But at the very least, it's another product for Disney to ride on for their Star Wars.
What's going to help it also is I don't get the vibe from the trailer that it's relying on all those seasons of the show for you to understand what's happening. You know, it's very cut and dry. He's going on this adventure. He has to get these bad guys.
Right, and he might get a fucking armor upgrade.
Yeah.
You know? He
You know,
might.
they got to sell
Stronger
these
than
toys.
Beskar? Are you kidding me? Stuff that can protect you from a lightsaber, Ed? What's stronger than that?
I don't know. I really don't know, but they might come up with something.
No, they
might.
will, though. They will. They'll be like, and now it's gold. He looks like a Beetleborg, you know?
Gold, yeah.
Oh God, yeah. So yeah, my attitude towards it is, not good, but I just think it's going to do well.
Well, listen,
enough.
Luis, before you and Ed start dancing, don't forget you got your old dance partner right here. All right.
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
my number 4 is Minions and Monsters. Okay.
Nice.
I want to overtalk it. You guys already said all the stuff I was going to say, but I will tell you this. You know that meme where the guy is sitting in the back of his chair and then he leans forward, you know, because something interesting happens in the movie?
Yeah.
My son did that when the Minions trailer came on the other day. He locked in. So
Yeah.
kids love these movies. We're definitely going to go see it. I agree with Ed. It's going to be one of those where it's like, please let me just zonk out. But yeah, number 4, Minions and Monsters. Just wanted to say my piece.
Beautiful.
Take
I
it
love
away.
the boy anecdote here.
Thank you.
You know, it gives
Thank you.
perspective.
Thank you.
Well, my number 4 is Moana.
Moana.
Okay, not too bad, not too far off.
You
I
got too
mean,
far off
I
from you,
think
yeah.
this is a really curious place for a live action adaptation. I always get those two wrong. Of a Disney film. This is probably what it is the closest we've ever had from the original coming out to getting its live action reboot. And I just think people are still so in love with that franchise that it's just going to bring the families out, and it comes out middle of July, so it's a little bit later, but I put it over Minions and Monsters because I think it's going to steal its thunder. I think it's going to eat up that box office and carry the legs for the younger audiences. And so that's the only reason, because you can flip. I think you can flip them. They could go either way, but I'm betting that Moana just tips out Minions and Monsters overall by the end of the summer.
Here we go.
Fair.
Oh yeah. Number. All right. So top 3. Here we go. Buckle up.
Don't fuck it up, Luis.
Dun dun dun.
My number 3. This movie has a huge following. In fact, all of them do. Okay, all the 3. All of my 3s are gonna have a huge following, but this one's unique in particular. The more movies that are made, the more of a following. There is a cult of fans that are coming out in droves, and he's making a movie in full IMAX. Never been done before. It's The Odyssey.
Yes, sir.
At number 3. Crazy, right? Full IMAX, never been done before. I think that if you are a basic ass like film enthusiast, even as a middle schooler, your number 1 director is probably going to be Christopher Nolan. And I think every film geek nerd like that's coming out of the womb learning about film is going to tout Christopher Nolan. Yeah. He has a rabid following, and if he was able to make Oppenheimer a biopic movie work, then this has action and has a huge cast with Zendaya and Matt Damon and Tom Holland. And let me tell you something. John Barenthal's in it. And
Anne Hathaway.
Travis Scott.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay. This is my number 4.
He said Minions jumped.
No, I mean, I think, Oppenheimer obviously got boosted with the whole Barbenheimer situation. Oppenheimer did make $300 million. So I just think his brand name keeps growing and growing. And so, I don't know. I just think The Odyssey. So that's it.
Love it.
Yeah. Can't fault you there.
I'll tell you why I think that's the wrong place. Let's finish our list.
Yeah. So I did grapple with these next couple. Obviously, it's you just never know, really. I feel like this movie doesn't have the momentum, considering where the franchise is now. I think this also doesn't have certain little favors that the previous one had going for it. but it's Spider-Man: Brand New Day
Oh,
as my number 3. I just think, yes, it obviously is going to make money. That is without question. People, there's something about Spider-Man that really brings people out. And but also I don't think it has that kind of, at least it's not creating that buzz of like an event like No Way Home did. And I just rewatched that movie, so maybe I'm being like a little down on it, but I was just like, it's all right. That movie's all right. It's just like, so I think depending on just how well the movie lands critically, uh, as have so many Marvel movies lately, it just could completely just drop after that opening weekend. It's also following on the heels of the Odyssey, so it really needs to be something special that's going to bring the audiences and keep them coming at that stage. Um, it's a whole lot of variables. Obviously, we've also got Doomsday to look forward to. Does that come into play with this one? Um, but yeah, I feel like audiences are still feeling like a little bit towards Marvel. Again, it's the Spider-Man element, so that's why I'm putting it safely for me at number 3. I think it's just going to come shy of a couple of other movies that are a bit right in front. Yeah, the fact that like oh wait, what, Ed?
fucking drunk ass. God damn it.
Already
Already giving yourself away. We already knew, though. I mean, I can kind of guess your top 2 just for the movies you haven't said. So,
I mean, I think it's true.
I mean,
apart from Ben.
All right, let's hold. Let's wait. Okay, so Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Miguel.
For me, the number 3 movie of the summer is going to be Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. All right. I think it's going to put butts in seats. I think my top 3, I feel really good about my top 3. And I'm super excited for this movie. I think audiences are excited for this movie. To your point about Oppenheimer working, and this one has action in it. I think this is
I didn't say anything about Oppenheimer.
I'm talking about Luis, bud. But number 3, The Odyssey, hands down. There you go.
All right, Ben.
All right, number 3. I have Star Wars: The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and the reasoning is obviously yes. I think this will feel like a kind of a rejuvenation for Star Wars for a younger generation. So it is, like you said, I think it's going to be great for parents to take their kids. Kids know what Baby Yoda is. Kids love Baby Yoda. When it comes to Halloween, there are a million Mandalorians running around there. Is it one of the easiest costumes? Yeah, just get yourself a helmet. But but I think it's just it comes out early enough that it can have the legs to just keep earning throughout the summer. And I don't think it's going to be a huge like take over everything. But I think the timing, it's property. Baby Yoda does sell, and the fact that he can just be there, and it feels like more of an adventure movie from the past rather than a Star Wars film. I got to see the first, I think it was like 15 minutes of it at CinemaCon. I think it's exactly what everyone thinks it's going to be, but it is fun, and it's funny, and the action's solid. So I just think it's just going to be one of those easy movies to take the kids to.
Totally.
That you'll also, but also the parents are also, even if they don't care so much for Star Wars like they may have done, they're like, I'm curious. I just want to see what they do with it. Do I hate it completely now? I don't know. It's an easy one for the kids.
More locked in than the Minions, Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're like, at least there's something for me here.
Exactly. So number 3, Mando and the Baby Yoda.
All right.
I feel bad I put it so low.
Number
no regrets.
Dude, anything can happen. Anything can happen. All right. My number 2 tweet is going to be
say it.
He's changing it. Don't change.
There's no precursor. I'm just going to say it. It is Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Cool.
Actually, there was a time in my life where this was higher. And because Spider-Man is such a different, like, yes, it's Marvel, but also it's just Spider-Man. There's like a Spider-Man brand to it.
Yes.
And yeah, but it landed on my 2. So
I love you. And it was higher. Yeah, number 1. That's the only spot I could have been. Don't be vague with it.
I know you're right.
This one really moved down on my list.
Really moved far down. Spider-Man Brand New Day. There you go.
Yeah.
Ed.
Though at this stage, it's like when they move down to 2, you're thinking like they're losing a couple of 100 million, right? All right, my number 2. I think it's already been mentioned that brand is so strong right now, boosted by social media, by the format that has taken a hold since Oppenheimer. I do think that, yeah, the Odyssey is going to kind of do fucking great. Whether it resonates with audiences or not, I think that opening weekend is going to be staggering, at least for a Christopher Nolan movie outside of The Dark Knight. I think that, like Miguel said, people who go to see Christopher Nolan movies tend to repeat those viewings. And as long as he has that format, that name brand, it just has all the right things about it. I think there's always enough intrigue surrounding a Christopher Nolan movie coming out. The fact that we've only had one like proper trailer, and the only thing that they're showing extensively is the fall of Troy. It's like, all right, we already fucking know that bit, and that's going to be a very minimal part of the whole story. So I think, yeah, there's plenty of intrigue, plenty for audiences to get excited about and throw their money at. And again, just like, you know, at the end of the day, there is that audience that wants something a bit more original than these cynical like franchises that keep coming out, and you know, people do want to watch something new, and I think this will be an exciting
it's funny that you call it it's funny you're calling it new, but like this is like the most like Christopher Nolan IP property, like it's something that was written hundreds of years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the most relevant IP he could come up with that's not Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, why not? But like, yeah, people know of the Odyssey, or people are at least curious.
Universal's like, you have to do an IP in your next movie. It's like, all right.
He's like, I got you.
The Odyssey.
He's like, right before I do this helicopter movie, I got you, bro.
Yeah. Nah, I think this one domestically is going to breach 400 mil at least.
God damn!
Wow,
I'm gonna stand by that. I think it will breach.
Write that down, okay? That's the most.
That's a parlay vote, okay?
Come on now, 400 million. What if it
Odyssey,
doesn't?
I think the movie itself will make over $1 billion for sure. Oppenheimer was on the cusp. I think the Odyssey will take it.
Nolan brings in people.
So he does it, man. He does
Who knows
it.
what's gonna happen?
Who knows? Can you imagine if it was a flop?
No,
suck for us, right?
First week of people are like, do not go see the Odyssey.
His next movie will be on Netflix.
Oof. Don't joke like that, Ed. Okay.
Yeah. Right. It makes you think.
My number 2 is we could go back and forth on, is it a solid franchise or not? Should it have ended at a certain movie? Why did they keep going? Andrew Stanton from Disney said they could make 2 more. My number 2 movie is going to be Toy Story 5. I think it's just a really strong franchise in terms of family properties. People are going to go see this. The older kids, the younger kids, the parents, the millennials who want to revisit Toy Story. It's going to be... I think it's going to be, you know, obviously when you have like Minions and Moana and some of these other Paw Patrol down there on my very bottom of my list, it's going to be the more solid property, I think. So it's going to bring in something, and I think it's going to be number 2.
All right, Spider-Man. Oh, wait. Toy Story 5.
Down,
All right.
down, down.
There's only a couple options, guys. Look, all right, like I'm getting confused.
There is.
Okay, Ben.
My number 2 is Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Yep, I think there's always going to be a superhero that dominates, and as we discussed, I don't think it's going to be Supergirl. Spider-Man, everyone still loves Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think the last movie did so well that there are still unanswered questions of where this movie positions itself. So it almost feels like a new Spider-Man, but with the Spider-Man like the fans have come to love.
Yeah.
It's full of like different villains that we haven't seen kind of emerge yet, and it will obviously poise us for what's coming in Doomsday, which I think you're going to have a trailer in front of this as it's going to be a Doomsday trailer, which is I was blessed again to see the Doomsday trailer. So it's like I know the level of excitement that people are going to be craving for this. I just think it comes out.
Imagine.
Oh wow! Oh my God, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
He's back.
He's back, baby. But the reason it's not number 1 is it doesn't come out early enough. That is it.
Oh, that's true. It does come out
July 31st. Now,
Ooh.
this can be completely derailed by another film that I think has a terrible title and terrible marketing and isn't even on my list, but that could affect ultimately if that movie comes out and it is a kind of surprise hit. The movie I'm talking about that none of us have, maybe we have it on our dark horses, is The End of Oak Street.
Oh, yeah.
Does anyone know anything about that film?
Only that I've seen the trailer and that it got like retitled. I did think about
it's based
that
on
one,
a
but
very popular book, I have been told.
Okay.
But it could be that could be a sleeper hit for
like It Ends
I
With
just
Us
have to say one word,
right?
Huh?
Wasn't It Ends With Us a book too, or?
Well, the difference with The End of Oak Street, I'll say one word, and this affected all of our lists last year. Dinosaurs. And once that marketing material comes out, I'm very curious to see if that takes anything away from Spider-Man. But I still think Spider-Man has plenty enough of a lead to take a number 2 spot. And so that's why I've put it there.
Okay.
I'm not mad about that.
Look at that, huh? All right, we are going to number 1s here. You might know what our number 1s are, but my number 1 originally wanted it to be lower because I was like, why are we making these? As Miguel said. But Lilo and Stitch was number 1 last year. Before that, it was Inside Out 2. And so I'm keeping it with the kids. Toy Story 5. I think it's going to be a movie for all generations.
That's right.
Old, young. It's an easy watch. It's an easy, time. Toy Story 5. I think what it has going for it is I've heard, and it seems like the story is pretty good. Probably better than the 4th one. And it has some relevancy because it does deal with like tablets and things like that and technology. So
which
it's not just a
millennial
return.
Parents are grasping at how to deal with that issue.
Right.
so Toy Story might lead the way.
It might
Pure
lead the
family.
way.
Yeah.
It's not just a nostalgia play. It could also actually like genuinely be a good movie, even though we all agree about Toy Story 3 being the last movie. So Toy Story 5, boom.
Yeah.
Just 2 real quick points. I'm not going to reveal anything yet, Ed. I'm not going to step on your toes. I just want to say I might be one of the only people that like actually enjoyed Toy Story 4. I think my son's like first Toy Story movie. He was like just old enough when it came out. So we have a soft spot in our house for that one. So if this movie is better than Toy Story 4, then hey, I think I'm going to enjoy it even more. I'm excited about that. But I was not going to say anything, but I just feel like we can't let a summer movie wager pass without mentioning that one year that Luis put Lightyear as his number 1 movie. And yeah, Biddy, you get it. I just like, it's just like, I didn't want to say it again because I feel like we've done it. But every time I think about it, it just makes me go, what the fuck were you thinking? All right.
I thought it would have made money that one.
This year, this is a little stronger of a choice. I think Toy Story 5 has a better shot than Lightyear did. So
Thank you.
You might redeem yourself with this one. Okay.
Thank you.
I wish you luck. Sorry, Ed.
Wish you luck. Yeah, mine's obviously Toy Story 5 too. As far as I'm concerned, Toy Story ended in 2013. I don't need to go back. Oh no, it was 2010, wasn't it? But yeah, the Toy Story 4 proved only that with a new generation of kids and then some nostalgic adults, those movies can do very well. And I think that is going to be true of this one. I think it will just undoubtedly make a lot of money, just effortlessly. It could be mid, and I think it's still going to make money. So, yeah, I mean, I have no intention of seeing it, but
Can I say something? We like seeing movies, all right? Like we like watching movies. I feel like so many of these movies would be like, ugh, I guess I'll put it on my list. This rat fuck of a movie. I hope it fucking burns.
Summer is it is the most.
I'd rather lick a public toilet seat than see Toy Story 5, but thank God we're celebrating cinema. We don't
this could
enjoy
be a
movies.
year. This could actually be a very big year for the summer box office, like huge and theater savings. So we're all like,
I'm happy.
Not that ambitious.
It's not going to see it, but it will be the number one movie of the summer, Toy Story 5.
100%. It won't be my money that makes it to number one.
You fuck. You want it to be number one, but you won't go support it?
No. Because even if it fails, then hopefully Disney learns a lesson, but it probably won't.
Interesting.
But
Okay.
I might as well try and get that belt. You know what I mean?
I love it.
So.
I think this is going to be a really tough year for all of us because we have like a run of movies where every one of us is just kind of like dancing around each other.
Yeah.
Lots of 5s and 4s and 4s and 3s and 3s and 2s.
Benny, you really shook something within us.
We started taking this seriously. Okay?
Yeah, this time last year, I would not have put Toy Story 5 as my number one. You know what I mean?
No, he would not.
And then
you were the villain that unified us all. You are our
really
Loki.
did.
That you inspired us to be better.
Oh, can't be a Dr. Doom. Give me something else.
Well, I just don't know. I haven't seen that one yet. So.
My number one, you guys know what I'm going to say, is Spider-Man Brand New Day. I feel like there's a lot of times I put these big superhero movies as my number one. But unlike previous years where I'm just like optimistic, I think this one truly is factually going to be, the one that puts it number one. I think the hype for Doomsday is real. I think anything that's going to casually or maybe even just a little bit lead into it or touch on it at some point this year is going to hype up fans. Spider-Man, there's a reason why Sony was like, I don't want to buy any other superhero. I want Spider-Man, and I'm going to hold on to it for the next 30 years, even when Marvel blows up. It's because Spider-Man is a huge property. People love it. People show up. This is the 4th Spider-Man movie. We've never had that before in terms of the solo Spider-Man movies. Never mind the fact that he's been in so many other Avengers movies so far. Like Benny said, Tom Holland is very well liked as Spider-Man. Zendaya is having a huge year. People love her too. I think, Ed, to your point about it not being No Way Home, I think is going to help it. You know what I mean? To bring it back to just Spider-Man in a street level superhero story, which is what people have been wanting from this character, and feeling like it is a brand new Spider-Man movie with all the stuff built in previously. I think this is going to be the number one movie this summer. Spider-Man, Brand New Day.
I also think what makes Spider-Man Brand New Day so interesting for this one is that we've never seen Tom Holland's Spider-Man really feel like he needs to keep Spider-Man a secret. I know they kind of do that in the first film, but he also has Ned to kind of bounce off, where this one, now he has to keep it a secret to save everyone around him. So, I think there is just so much interest in Spider-Man, but there's no way it hits number one because it comes a month and a half after my number one, Toy Story 5, because such a well-known IP. It's dealing with a thing that parents are struggling to figure out how to communicate to their kids about,
Yep.
which is like the addiction. And so the addiction to devices. I know I have that problem. I know I definitely will be showing my kids this film.
Yep.
And so I just think it has too much of a runway. It doesn't have too much competition around it for families. And so it's just going to have two massive weekends, and then it's just going to keep earning. So
yeah,
that's the reason I have put that over Spider-Man at my number one.
there it is. There's our top 10, but a top 10 can't be complete without our three dark horses here. Now we get points for whoa, lady. So we get points for how close it lands at these places. If you want more details, go to our Instagram, click that link. You'll get all the information. You'll get all the points breakdowns there. I won't get into it, but we have three dark horses where they're kind of like our backups. They're kind of like our last chances of making it to the top 10 with some wild cards. So I'm going to just spit out my three movies that I think could be top 10, but are not my top 10, but might make it. It's Masters of the Universe is one of them. Evil Dead Burn and The Backrooms.
Nice.
Yes, I think that's a great one. I think The Backrooms is a very dangerous film, depending on how good it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Sorry,
I think
it was Masters of the Universe, Backrooms, and what?
No, you don't get to know.
Ah.
No, it's Evil Dead Burn.
But yeah, Backrooms, there is a lot of like cult interest around the Backrooms film. I won't be seeing it, but that could be. That's a very good choice. I just don't see the power behind that property. But again,
I think it might
pick
just be a little too
weapons.
abstract.
I just want to point out very quickly is that I made a huge mistake, a huge error last year, and I misunderstood the point system for a while, our dark horses, and I put a huge movie in my dark horse spot because I thought, oh well, if it lands, I'll still get all those points, and then I later found out that's not how those points work. It is way less. So
It's like one little point. Yeah.
So if Backrooms ends up doing really well, it still won't be a huge push as far as points go. I'm saying that just for me because I learned my lesson last year. That was painful for me. But Ed, what are your three dark horses?
All right, you guys. Sorry, you guys mentioned this one already. But Scary Movie 6, I think, has the potential to just be like a fun, heavy hitter. Evil Dead Burn. I feel like it has enough to build off of the recent one, Evil Dead Rise, which did very well. And then I had to go with like a franchisee one, and I went with Insidious, even though it comes a little later in the year. It's one of those things I could just make just enough in those couple of weeks leading to the end of the summer.
People like Insidious.
People do. I mean, those
People
movies make money. Hence, this is the fifth one, I think. I've lost track, but I don't care. So I'm going with that one. A three horror punch there.
You guys might have to fact check me on one of these movies, but my not top three, my dark horses are in no particular order.
Yeah.
Scary Movie 6, which, and a part of me wanted to put this in the top 10. I might regret that later, but Scary Movie 6, dark horse. The Backrooms, because same reason. But also I have on here Mortal Kombat 2, and I hope that actually comes out this summer. I don't.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, I
is.
didn't put the dates there. I think the Street Fighter movie is getting a lot of hype right now. Mm-hmm. I think those two movies might help boost each other, and I also think Mortal Kombat came out during COVID, and it's still, even though it went to HBO Max and people watched it at home, it did kind of. People liked it. People liked that movie, and they had a fun time. It's a strong franchise, and people are really excited about like Carl Urban's Johnny Cage. Is that his character's name?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the Cage character name is. They're excited about him being in there, seeing these characters. I think the same thing with Street Fighter. Seeing these characters on screen are very fun. And so that's I don't know why I'm it's a dark horse. I don't know why I'm fucking trying to go to bat for it here. Mortal Kombat 2.
Perfect.
Good
All right,
show.
let me pull up my dark horses. Okay. when I re-see them and I'm like, oh, Jesus, that's what I did there. Okay, great. So I was flipping between my number 10, which I put as Masters of the Universe, which I was flipping between that and like my first dark horse, which is Devil Wears Prada 2. I think that movie will be pretty successful. It is coming out, this week? So it has a ton of time to make money, but it's also one of those films that, it might make a few bucks, a couple of bucks on a few weekends, but they're going to move it to on demand really quick. Those types of movies don't really stick around in the theater for long. They want them to get them into homes. They want to make that money off it, especially.
It's easy watching.
And especially with huge tentpoles coming down, I just think it's like it's there to make its money quickly and then to go on demand. I don't know if that is the official plan, but that's just what I'm betting on. I only put Masters of the Universe above it because I'm more interested to see it. It's not a strategy. It's more just a blind hope, if anything else. So Devil Wears Prada 2 on my dark horses, as well as Mortal Kombat 2. I think Mortal Kombat 2 has a great placement, and it doesn't have any competition until Mando and Grogu, so it has a little bit of time to get those action movie fans in. Johnny Cage, yes, with Carl Urban, I think that's really exciting. I got to see one of his fight sequences, and it just pays off for all the fans of that franchise. I don't think it's going to go huge, so Dark Horse feels right for that. And then finally, The Sheep Detectives.
That's right.
Okay. Cool.
I think that movie could be very much a dark sheep, a black sheep of the summer, mainly because I think it's getting really good reviews. I think everyone says it's really good. And similar to when Babe came out, I think if we can track all those years ago, kids love a talking animal. And if it's a good film with a talking animal that's funny, that also kind of appeals to parents, I think that's kind of an easy win as well. So am I interested in seeing it? Not particularly, but my kids like talking animals, so it's easy.
Yeah. Well,
I'm surprised no one put Animal Farm on there,
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
The trailer looks atrocious.
Yeah.
And just
Like if we were taking bets for the biggest bomb of the year, absolutely.
That was one that my son kind of perked up on, and my wife and I both looked at each other like, "What the fuck? No, we're not watching this."
Yeah, that's what I think is happening.
We're not taking him to see it. No, it's just not happening.
Yeah.
I think that's what you'll get with the Animal Farm is that the kids like, oh, I want to see that. And parents are like, absolutely not.
No.
We know what that movie is. No, we're not taking you.
Yeah.
And it's such a fun title too, like to a kid, like Animal Farm. That sounds fun. Like,
Well, in the animation, it's like Seth Rogen with his little stoner laugh, and you're like, oh, no.
Animal Farm, Human Zoo. Like we could do titles like that all day. Alien Planet. Cool.
Wow, I think that's the fastest we've ever done the summer movie wager.
Yeah, we really rocked and rolled on that one. Again, go to our Instagram profile, click the link, follow along. I will say this is that whoever wins this year not only gets the belt, but they also get to pick a movie that we get to watch. And we finally did that. We're going to end this episode by talking about a movie that Ben recommended us to watch. He won. He got the belt, and he got to tell us what movie to watch. So we all watched The Castle. Ben, tell us about The Castle.
That's what I said to you. I said, it's been so many years, I barely remember it. All I know is I was like, it is a quintessential Australian classic. I think still now, to this day, when they hold up the greatest Australian films, they hold up The Castle up there as one of the top ones. When it hit, it was massive for the country. And it just seemed to live forever for like just repeat viewing. It was always on TV. Everyone would talk about it whenever the conversation of Australian films came up. So I thought You guys have never heard of this film, so you have to be exposed to it. I have no idea how it plays almost 30 years after its release.
Did you watch it recently or no?
I haven't seen it since it came out. Like it's been that. I remember watching it.
Did you see it in the theater when it came out? Or it was just like at home?
Probably not. I probably. Okay. I don't think it would have been one of those movies that because when did it come out? I don't have it in front of me.
97.
It's got to be like
so. Yeah. I'll give us some.
So I'm 11
stats on it. 1997, rated R. It's an hour 25 minutes. On IMDb, it says a working class family from Melbourne, Australia. Melbourne? Did I say that correctly?
No.
Fuck. How did I say it?
It's Melbourne.
Melbourne. Okay.
You're pronouncing the burn too much.
I didn't say born. I didn't say Melbourne. Okay. I'm proud about that. Mm-hmm. A working class from Melbourne, Australia fights City Hall after being told they must vacate their beloved family home to allow for infrastructural expansion. It stars Michael Caton, Ann Tini, Stephen Curry, Anthony Simcoe, Eric Bana, Sophie Lee, Wayne Hope, Tyriel Mora, Charles Budd Tingwell, and so much more. Costas Kilias.
And so many other names you can't pronounce.
I was hoping you would be able to do all that.
No. I loved it.
Okay, great. In the poster, it says, "This year's Full Monty, you won't stop laughing."
That's what it compared itself to?
Oh, it's instantly offended, Ed is.
A little bit.
Fun fact about this movie, too, is that according to Wikipedia, they shot in 11 days on a budget approximately $750,000. And it grossed 10 million Australian dollars. So there you go.
Especially in 97, that's like $1 billion today.
Really is.
That's Spider-Man Brand New Day money.
We should get
directed by Robert Sitch. I guess I'll go first. Is like what a pleasure like this was. It was such like I enjoyed the family. I enjoyed the dad. He was so sweet. And I also loved how the story just kind of like talked about them and their lives. And I knew nothing about the movie going into it, so I really didn't know what the plot was until it started to unveil itself. And once it did, it was like, hey, you're going to move out because there's an airport expansion and we're going to kick you out. And this dad who was like so kind and sweet to his family, to his wife, to his kids, so supportive and just like a great guy. And then after he gets his notice, we go back to their lives and just kind of live there for a little bit. And we get to see how pleasant he is. And then kind of midway through, we get to the actual like, okay, we got to push through the plot and, save our home our home from being taken away. And it was great. I had a great time with it. Enjoyable. It was also kind of, you could feel like it was done in 11 days because they don't have like, it's not overly shot where they rely on like a shot or two to kind of get through the scene. And what else? Oh yeah, and great for being a 1997 movie that used the word vibes throughout that third act. Vibes was like a phrase.
That's where it originated, I think, probably. Yeah. Don't quote me. But.
They were like, what law is that from? Oh, it's just, the vibe of the Constitution.
He argued that in court. And I was like, dude, he is
repeatedly.
Me, dude. Yes, dude.
Repeatedly said it.
I got the vibe that it was going to be a comedy. It was one of those things where it was like, okay, like UK comedy is very specific. And I went into it going like, I don't think I know like what Australian comedy is. And is it going to be a hit? I wasn't sure, but it was just in the first like opening narration as he's like kind of introducing his family. The way that one specific character, what's his name, Greg or something, the way he's just so matter of fact about his facts, I just like could not stop laughing. You know what I mean? It'd be something like he feels like he has brown hair because he has brown hair, and you're like, Daryl. Daryl. No,
Yeah.
Daryl's the dad. Daryl's the dad.
Oh.
I'm talking about the son who's like narrating the story, who
Oh,
later is
Dale.
like
Dale. You're right. Yeah.
who later is like they come back from their honeymoon, and the couple is like the most exciting thing they can talk about is like the airplane ride and the food they ate and the movies they watched on the plane. And I was just like, this is such a simple family where the extravagances of life like don't matter. It really is just like the people that you surround yourself with. And I was just kind of like immediately kind of fell in love with this little community of people. And then as they started to kind of introduce the neighbors and the surrounding community, like, okay, the other like 2-3 neighbors that live in this like undeveloped community by the airport, yeah, of course they would live there. And then like they commit a crime and the cop shows up and he's like, hey, don't fucking run your mouth about this crime. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's just like, these are salt of the earth people. And I'm having such a good time watching this. I did it over, it's embarrassing to say it's only like an 85-minute movie. I did it over 2 days because I did like watch a little here and then watch a little there. But it was one of those that I was like, damn, okay, Benny suggested a good one. Like, this was fun.
Oh.
Yeah, like you could have chosen, you know, any sort, like last year Luis won and it was the
Dream Scenario,
which had a bigger budget, and it was Nicolas Cage, and it was this like weird trippy vibe of a movie. And this was just like, I loved the idea that you were like, I watched this as a kid, and like to think of myself watching like a movie at that age on VHS and like what I would want my friends 30 years from then to watch. It just like really put me in a headspace, and I just thought it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of it was like a cozy moment watching this movie, so I had a good time. Here's Ed to tell you that he hates cinema, and
You've seen it up quite British enough.
he's just a reminder the Queen is the Queen of Australia as well.
Yeah, it didn't seem too respectful to me. No, no. Funnily enough, this actually just kind of harkened back to when I lived in England, and me and my family used to watch shows like Home and Away and Neighbours. And though like definitely much more of a comedy take, which I enjoyed, it definitely felt of that kind of, I don't know, just like, yeah, a small budget family film. But if anything, I was just like surprised that, oh, like this is actually an R-rated comedy. But it was, yeah, it's just surprisingly like witty and wholesome, and just pleasant, you know, and oddly enough, just kind of timely in that, you know, you've got the big man trying to squash the little family man, you know, and it's like literally nothing other than just like this man's kind of ideals that keep this story going. I think there are like some silly moments to it, and I think that's deliberate. There was one bit where like they're at the holiday home, I think it is, which I thought like eventually, oh, that would be like a interesting turn. Like if, you know, they did indeed have to give up the house, they would just like live at their favorite holiday home. But obviously didn't happen. But like there was, they like the husband and wife start like, they go in for like a long smooch, and then they cut away to all this wonderful scenery, and they've got like a song chiming in, and then they cut back to them kissing, and then they cut away again. There's more scenery and the song and stuff like that. Then they cut back to that. It's just like a very flat kiss. It's just like two lips smushed up together. Like I just couldn't help but crack up at that. But like there were so many little charming bits about it. Like I liked the just like useless lawyer who's like writes a big note to the other lawyer saying like good fucking work. Just like it's just fun. It was silly but good fun, and like I said, wholesome. Like it's a family you could get behind and root for because they just want to live their lives, and for their neighbors as well, like their immediate neighbors and everything. It's just like I think I definitely grew up with that attitude of just like there's this Australian mentality of just kind of kindness and fellowship, and everybody is just kind of chill and wants to get along, kind of thing. Uh, yeah, so it was just like, it was weirdly nostalgic in a way like that for me. It just kind of tapped into something that I wasn't expecting. So that was fun. Yeah, it was and short and sweet.
Yeah.
I'm curious, how did you guys all watch it? Is it like, how did you find it?
We all got
we have
the
a system
4K
here, Punch
Blu-ray.
Drunk Nerd.
Shout out,
Access.
Luis.
Yeah.
We have a pipeline.
So you all like downloaded it illegally. Got it.
Incorrect. Objection, Your Honor. We did not all download this illegally. Come on here. We're being subtle.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys all have favorite moments, but by the time we got to this point in the movie, I'd already kind of like, okay, I'm clocking like the vibe of like the simplicity of it all. I loved when they finally went to their like vacation home that he was so proud of. And mind you, he'd been talking about the boat the entire like first, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes of the movie. And then he was like, the son was like, and then we went, and Dad reckons it's the best time of year when the water in the lake is really low. And they cut to this, like, it was like almost drought level water. And he's like zooming across on the boat. I was just like, I think this is one of my favorite movies ever. I'm having so much time.
The more we talk about it, I want to like rewatch it again,
Yeah. Well, that's what, as I was watching it, I kept asking myself, is this a movie, which is maybe not good the first time you're watching it, but I just kept asking myself, is this a movie you're going to watch again? And every time a scene would come up, I'd be like, I don't know. I think I am. Like, this is, I'm having a fun time with this.
They're funny, like quirky moments when the tone shifts. Was the youngest son, he has a relationship with the oldest boy, his oldest brother, who's in jail, and he visits him kind of often and gives updates about the family. And you'd have like a very happy, fun moment, and then the camera would slowly go to him, and his face would then get really sad.
Yeah.
And he's like, I get sad sometimes during happy moments because I think of my brother who is in jail still, who's not able to enjoy this. And then it cuts to his brother in jail. And just the way it plays out is like really funny. And it's a callback joke because it happens again and again, where it's like there's a happy, funny moment, and then the camera turns to him and he like gets really sad. And you kind of get the joke, like what's happening. There's just like little touches everywhere, from everything y'all said to that. And, Ben, you got to rewatch it again.
I know. And that's the thing is like, even though I hadn't seen it recently in decades, when you guys was like, okay, I get to pick a movie you get to see. I didn't want to give you a bad one, but I did want to give you a challenge. And the challenge was find this movie if you can. But the cultural impact that film had on the country, like the quotes from that movie are still to this day, like telling me he's dreaming, how's the serenity?
Yeah,
this is going straight to the pool room. Like those things still live on in the kind of zeitgeist. And some people may not even realize where they've come from, but they feel like just quintessential Australian sayings. So it was incredibly powerful for the time on just the culture. It's like, we've made a good movie. And so that's why I was like, I'm curious, especially not having fresh eyes, to just suggest something that I knew was culturally significant to my country and see how it was playing. I'm really glad you guys really found some heartwarming stuff in there.
We all could have been like, Benjamin, that movie was terrible. Why would you suggest it? I say that because I have suggested movies on this podcast that people are like, I don't understand, Miguel, why you told me to watch this movie. Okay.
If anything, it's made me like, when I win this year, it's made me reconsider the kind of movie I would throw out there. I want to throw out some British movies that I know Miguel and Luis haven't seen. So
I want you to win.
Now I do want you to win. I want to hear those movies.
Want you to win too.
That's how he got us.
Well, I don't want to be editing this video too late in the night, so I'm going to end it now. Thank you guys so much for listening to our latest episode of Punch Drunk Nerd. Follow us on all of, Instagram. We're mostly on Instagram. Just go to Instagram and follow us there. Until next time, it's been me, Luis Gonzalez, and with me's been
Miguel Sanchez.
Ed Bull.
Benny the Winter Watts. Thank you.
And until next time, later, Gators.
I cannot believe we did it. That less than an hour and 40. Look at us.
Pretty good, guys. Pretty good.
Who would have thought, huh?
If he stops recording before it hits an hour 40.